Okay, have you done your analysis for page 3? Now let's describe the thing together. Okay, so as you can see, the temperature is above 18 degrees Celsius as compared to here. Okay, you can see that the whole year, if I average out, I'm not going to show you my working. Okay, you have to do your part. All right, and I will see it from your homework. Okay, so as you can see, the average is definitely above 18 degrees Celsius because not a single month is below 18 degrees Celsius. Okay, so Thailand has a hot climate as we can use from here. Okay, so let's use this phrasing. Okay, so this is referring to Thailand. So let's use the phrasing over here. Thailand has a hot climate. Okay, with an annual average temperature of about how many degrees Celsius? Don't forget your unit, degrees Celsius. What's the exact amount? You tell me. Okay, now it is fine if it differs by a few degrees Celsius. Okay, because when you read, it may not be very exact. Okay, so it's fine that a few of you, your answers are a bit different in terms of the degrees Celsius. As long as it makes sense, it's fine. Okay, we're not going to count to the point something. This is not math. Okay, as long as within 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, it is fine. Okay, but usually 1 degree Celsius is the limit. All right, next thing, highest minus lowest. As you can see, the highest is 29 or 28. Okay, and the lowest is about 25. So the difference is definitely less than 5 degrees Celsius. It is a constant temperature throughout the year. Okay, so we can describe the pattern. So Thailand's temperature, we can copy the phrasing from here. Okay, Thailand's temperature is constant throughout the year. Done. We have already 2 description done. Okay, simple, right? So when I ask you to describe temperature, these are 2 things that you can talk about. Okay, how about precipitation? Is this a wet or dry climate? Okay, if you add up all this that's over here, well, you can see that it's definitely above 1000 mm. Okay, just July alone, you see, it has exceeded 1000 mm. All right, so if you add up the rest, it's definitely more than 1000 mm. Okay, so this is what they experience in climates like Thailand and India. There's some months where it's very wet because the rain just keep coming, and as you can see, the amount of rain they get in that few months is already almost the same as what we get in Singapore for the whole year. Okay, so you can imagine how intense the storms are, and most likely they'll have floods. Okay, so let's get back to describing it. It's a wet climate. Okay, we can copy the phrasing from here. All right, so Thailand has a wet climate with, okay, so remember to back it up evidence with a total annual rainfall of how many mm? You tell me based on your calculation. I'm not going to give you the answer. Okay, I will see it from your homework when you submit. All right, lastly, let's look at the patterns. Is there any months that is less than 60 mm? Well, if you take your ruler and draw 60 mm, you will see that December, okay, all the way to next year, January no rain, February no rain, March, April. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months without any with very low rainfall. 5 months which we will consider as a dry season. Okay, so any dry seasons, yes, okay, we need to use this phrasing over here. So Thailand, instead of using the almost constant like we did above, we need to use the dry season. Okay, has a dry season, oops, why is it caps? Dry season from which month to which month? Okay, remember, the year cycle, so you can start with December and then go on to the next year. From December to, which month was it? January, February, March, April. Okay, done. Okay, so you have used this to describe the climate of Thailand. Okay, I'm not going to put the evidence for you, you put it in yourself. 2 key things to take note. Number 1, a lot of students always forget their what's that, units. Okay, they just put 1000, 5000, what? Cows, dogs, chickens, mm. Okay, 30 what? 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. Next thing, don't forget to provide your evidence. This is what many students tend to forget. Okay. Now, some of you are asking, what's the evidence for the patterns then? All right, you know, throughout the year, is there dry season? Is it constant, or is it changing? Well, we don't demand the exact one because it's quite complex. Okay, so if you're able to tell us the pattern, it is actually very good already. Okay, so 4 marks. All right, no, at least 4 marks. I'm sure you're able to do, correct? Okay, so now I'm giving you 2 places, Kolkata, India, and Pontianak, Indonesia. Some of you may be thinking, is this a real place? Yes, it's a real place in Indonesia. You can go and Google. All right, so I want you to describe the climate of Kolkata for India, and describe the climate of Pontianak, Indonesia. Okay, so can you give 4 marks? How can you give me these 4 points? Okay, overall, is it hot or cold? Is it constant temperature? Is it a wet or dry climate? Is there any dry seasons? Okay, do it for these 2, and then combining what you learned about previous lesson with latitudes, suggest 2 latitudes that are likely to be found in. Okay, so you know, how do we know? Temperature. Let me give you a hint. Temperature. Okay, if it's very hot temperature like these 2, which latitudes are they likely to be found in? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Start with a T. Okay, give reasons to account for your choice. Account means I want you to explain. So explain why do you think it is found in this T place. Okay, most of you have done it before for your previous handout homework. You can just transfer it here. Right, using information from figures 2 and 3 as well as what you know about tropical rainforests, explain why tropical rainforests are found at Pontianak but not Kolkata. Okay, 2 marks. I say, 2 marks. I really give you some writing frames over here to help you. Let me give you a hint for you to think about it. Okay, tropical rainforests, huge trees, high density, high biodiversity. We said that it can only do that because there is a lot of high rainfall and high temperature throughout the whole year. Okay, we have established in C part 1 that the temperature is high throughout the year. But what is different about these 2? About the climate. Okay, so which is the one that, what is it that Pontianak has that allows it to support the tropical rainforest but not Kolkata? I've really given you a hint. Okay, so both have the temperature, but what is it that Pontianak is able to support rainforest? Well, what is the climate? What is the climate characteristic that it has? You go and figure out. It's a very clear difference already. Okay, all the best, and please submit this next week. And if you have any questions, just text me. All right.